Ryan,
podcast.
Ryan, we're live. I don't like this. I can't hear myself talk. I have to shout.
It's vacation cast, David. Get
Eve's
used to it.
here. She's going to be loud.
No, I'm not.
Ryan, I need you to control the show today. No, we don't
All
need. No.
Is that a razor?
I'm not gonna be loud.
No,
I'm
it's
drinking.
Eve's drink. She's getting, quote, litty titty.
We're getting litty
Oh.
titty. We're gonna see David's mom's titties.
No, we're not going to see David's mom's titties.
She
All right.
knows we're on the internet, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah,
We
I
get
told her we're
paid to-
live. This is why she can't do this.
we get paid for this. Getting
Eve, we
paid
might
for
be
this.
able to make you a producer, but you need to just sit there, handle the computer, and then be quiet.
I don't know, dude. Titties might
That doesn't
increase
sound litty titty.
subscription rate, David. Just hear me out here.
Yeah, probably, but it's going to have to be somebody else's
Oh my God,
titties.
is that Tim Hortons?
Yes, it's Tim
Oh,
Hortons.
That sounds so good.
Not sponsor. Check out the bearskin hoodies though.
Bearskin hoodies are good.
Bearskin's super good, dude. The best hoodie
Yeah,
I've ever worn. I'm wearing one right now. It's
Yeah, that's
immaculate
definitely
condition.
Totally
Definitely
bearskin.
Totally bearskin.
Remember about if you're in Florida and you need roofing, we know people. We're gonna potentially have a vice president on the show, which is the craziest shit I've ever said in my life.
I don't mean. Sorry, dude. I'm a little goofy today, but the roofing ad was nuts. That was good. That was a good time. Go ahead, Dave. What the?
This is Vacation Cast. I am not in my normal place. I have headphones in like Ryan. I can't hear myself. This is terrible. I can't believe you do this every week on purpose.
Yeah, Dave, you got anxiety. Well, maybe it's for the best when you don't sound yourself. When you don't sound yourself talking. See what I mean?
Here. The word is here, Ryan.
I make stuff up, David.
Okay. We're going to talk about.
I do have a
potential-
question for that guy, though. Seriously,
Well, you should have a lot of questions for him and get
Just
them ready
one.
because
just one.
Ryan, we're gonna shoot for Friday.
This Friday.
No, it's Friday the 21st.
Is that after the presidential candidate?
No, that's the 27th, I think.
Ooh, so we'll get.
Yeah,
So this
we're gonna
guy's
have a lot
a
of. We're gonna.
Describe him to me, David. Describe him to me.
From what I know, see, here's the thing. I remember weirdly from a couple years ago, he ran.
What's his name?
It's yes, Mike. Ryan, listen, I got a lot to go here. Here's what I know. He ran for the House like 2-3 years ago. I could be wrong about this timeline. 2 years ago.
Okay.
According to John, he was in the Bush senior administration. I don't know for what. We got a lot of research to do. I don't know him very well. Here's what I know. He's running for vice president. Well, he's not running. Somebody's running and he's tagging along. Not to be rude, but that's how vice presidents work. He was in the Bush senior administration and he's going to be on the show in 2 weeks. So you got to be ready for him, Ryan.
All right.
I might need you to not be fashionably late for a vice president, Ryan.
I'll be early for vice president, David. I will be vice president ready.
Ryan, we got to talk about a couple things. I presume we should talk about a couple things. Otherwise, we're just going to be bullshitting all day.
Dude, you look like so low budget right now. This is how
I'm
I feel.
thirsty and I want water. Don't tell me what to do.
This program is off the chain today. I love it. That's exactly what I need to get me back into the saddle.
Potential talk of a Trump mistrial, which isn't going to happen, but it should happen. We'll talk about why.
Why? There's no mistrial on 34 counts, David.
No, I don't think so. Alex Jones he's being forced to sell InfoWars. Yeah, that's probably going to be the craziest part of the show. The fact we got to talk about that.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Alex Jones has to sell InfoWars. He has to sell his ownership.
It's probably before the election, too, I would imagine.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the COVID. There's a hybrid COVID flu vaccine. Moderna, and I think Pfizer is making one also.
That's weird.
Is it weird, though?
Hey, if Ryan wants to do something live with you on the 29th, we'll be in Buffalo. That's the day of the con. We could come live to you from Comic-Con.
Also, the
Holy
French
December
president.
Canada.
Yeah. Also, the French president dissolved parliament. We need to talk about all this.
We got a jam-packed show. Other than that, Dave's on vacation. We're getting litty titty and I.
We're not getting
Apparently have to.
Litty titty.
Apparently-
Why do you have Tim Hortons and not a beer? It's vacation time, Ryan.
What's wrong with Tim Hortons? First of all,
I
It's not a
think
beer.
I have to wake
Somebody
up
has to
tomorrow
with me
Eve.
'cause You won't.
he said he has to wake up tomorrow.
Oh.
I have to build the world that you walk on.
Got
Okay.
Litty Titty with Linda and seen some titties.
I swear to God.
I'm
So
more worried about embarrassing myself in front of this VP candidate and getting him censored from the internet than being late. Just so you know, David. Anyways,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get him censored.
think he'll get us censored.
No chance. We have plenty of ammo to do that to ourselves.
Imagine if we get canceled with the guy. That'd be great.
So Ryan, well, that would be election interference, would it not? They couldn't do such a thing.
Is that how we get back at YouTube, David?
No. Judge Merchan sends letter to parties in NY Trump case notifying them that the comment was left off on their Facebook page right before the verdict. And the comment was somebody saying that his cousin was a juror on the trial. And he was thanking the jurors and everybody for their hard work, putting Trump in, not in prison because he hasn't been sentenced yet. So we don't know what's going to happen. But certainly getting him in a felon status.
You can't own a gun now, David. Did you see these?
Yes, that's right. That's what happens to felons. He can't vote for himself either.
Is this the first president to...
Watch him lose by one vote.
Oh my God! Is this the first felon president? Has this ever happened?
Yeah, no. I don't know.
George Washington was a felon for sure. For sure.
Well, okay. Yeah, I suppose the king 200 and whatever years ago definitely thought George Washington was a felon. But that doesn't matter because we won.
Do we really think that Trump's getting off of because somebody's cousin knows somebody when we've seen how many egregious examples of like insider trading or somebody sitting on a board? How many people went out to lunch at Google before they censored? We had the things a few weeks ago about the person emailing the other person about the votes, getting them in at a certain time. And
well, they've gone this far. I mean, we talked about this. They changed the statute of limitations. They changed it from a misdemeanor charge to a felony charge. They already have the judge who is an open Democrat.
George
the
Soros.
DA was George Soros funded. The judge's daughter was campaigning for Biden. So, I mean, how much more do you need? Obviously, this isn't going to matter.
Yeah, I actually found out you can't represent yourself in a state of New York court. Did you know that, David?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you have to like pass.
You're not allowed?
Yeah, you have to have legal. You have to have legal counsel in the state.
How can you not self-defend yourself?
Well, you have
So
the
you're
right
not
to
allowed
not
to defend yourself.
Well, you have the right to not self-incriminate. You have a right to a jury of your peers. You don't have a right to defend you. Well, you do have the right to what is it like? Look your not look your accuser in the eye, but that I've heard that put that's the thing in our legal system that was unique as well. But I don't know. I know we're conflating a lot of different things, but I just thought it was interesting because I always bring up that if I ever go to court, that I'm just going to tell them to suck my ass. But I literally can't. I have to get a lawyer.
And then the lawyer will have to say it for you? I don't think the lawyer will tell everyone to suck your ass.
No, but he's going to tell me to shut up, and I'm going to say it anyways. Anyways, the point is, like, do we really think that Donald Trump is winning? Probably not. So I guess what's the point of this information then? Not to downplay your stuff, David, by all. I'm just very curious what we're expecting in the Patriot movement to happen when we've seen every level of They literally stole the election. They stole the election when you were sleeping. Am I supposed to be surprised that a jury member knows the judge?
It's not that he knows the judge. It's that he was. It almost seemed like it was like it was basically phoned in from the get-go. I guess what it is just one more piece of evidence that this was just a political persecution.
And go even further. How much money has Trump raised now? Like $400 million?
Yeah, I think it was $500 million last I saw, but yeah.
Russell Brand reported when I seen it earlier in the week that he said that I think it was a certain %, like not percentage, but like it was a substantial tens of millions of dollars, like $70 million was all from small donations. So like, we'll say like the mom and pops throwing $5 and $10 in the bucket. So I'm
Well,
Dave,
that's what they call grassroots, Ryan.
Yeah, didn't we have a World War III scoreboard that it was going to be a civil war, an economic war, an info war? It was going to be a biological war. It was like a war, an actual war with Russia.
I don't know. I lose track of all the things we say sometimes. It sounds right.
Luckily for me, David, Alex Jones has a photographic memory. Maybe he'll come on the program. He'll give us our big break. But Dave,
he's going to have to, Ryan. He has to sell all of his.
Yeah, let's come on. We'll pay him. I mean, We're sponsored. We'll get him bearskin hoodie. I won't even know it's him. You know what? Honestly, that's what we should do is drive down to Texas and interview Alex and just give back because he inspired me to do what I do. So that'd be just kind of cool. This guy's bankrupt, living off the land. Anyways, I guess my whole long monologue is, dude, if I truly believe they stole the election. I don't care what YouTube is going to pull down from the internet. They stole the election. The more videos you pull of it down.
They shut our last episode down too, so who cares?
Yeah. The more that they pull down, like it's not even the fact that they pull the video down that makes me believe it. The fact that you won't even want me to entertain the thought of it is what's dangerous. And these social media companies have bought and sold the election. I'm not supposed to think that they haven't got their way into the court as well. So I can't imagine the information. If it's not a friendly relationship with some of these people, it's ran on blackmail, bare minimum, And what am I supposed to believe when they literally stole the election? They're jailing the guy. They made a presidential candidate a felon through an expedited process, and they took the charges and changed them, changed statute of limitation on them and the classification. Correct, David?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is beyond kangaroo court. I don't know if this is particularly what happens in third world countries. I think normally they kill you first before they do this level of thing to you. But the fact that the guy that I'm supposed to be able to even have the ability to vote for is going through such level of scrutiny. Why would you not vote for this guy? Russell Brand actually said this week. I sent the article to David that Russell Brand said, if you care about democracy as a concept, not even like political party, not even political ideology, not a certain issue, not if you're racist, nothing, no religion, nothing bound, just one principle. Do you believe in people's ability to vote openly for whoever they want? Yes or no? And if you do, the only person that you can vote for that is pro-democracy at this point is Donald Trump. And he was looking at it because of what they've done. They're basically trying to stop you at every level to tell you to not vote for the guy. This reminds me, David, I know some people that are out there in the streets now, or people that weren't politically awake in 2015 like we were, and were riding the Trump bandwagon the last week before the election. But Dave, I remember 2015. I remember the lead up to Trump. I remember I was recording videos personally, and I only say all that because the very language, the same thing happened in 2015 in Brexit before Trump got elected. And now we're seeing France have to suspend elections because they're having a fucking right-wing sweep through them, Germany. Tell me that's coincidence. It's the same thing that happened in 2015 and 2016, David. It was nationalism that took over because of the same issues we're having, except healthcare cost was up there too, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the border crises, some of these wars, inflation.
Well, that's a big thing in England right now. They have a massive migrant crisis.
Unfettered immigration. I've referenced the video so many times I'll rot my teeth with it literally because it's about gumballs. But just go to YouTube and type in immigration explained by gumballs. There you go. It's a doctor, professor, I don't care. The political side, I don't even know. But he shows you very, very, when I say 4 out of 5 apples kind of thing, he shows you very basic why immigration as a concept, you need to get the world wealthy. You're not going to be able to just keep moving people around. It just doesn't. It's impossible. The systems aren't. My point in saying all that is that it's not in. I'm supposed. Let's just paint 2015 on 2024 here. Like it's this. It's not the same, but it's kind of the same. It's actually worse because in a weird way, what did we hear from the Trump camp in 2015 was about how Hillary Clinton is above the law and all these other things. I'm gonna jail her and all this stuff, right? Jail Hillary,
Yeah.
build the wall,
But
right?
the
Right.
difference
That
was he didn't.
he didn't, and he didn't spy on her either, and he was getting spied on, but he wasn't getting spied on, even though he was getting so spied on that Tucker Carlson is now a conspiracy theorist and believes in aliens. But and Russell Brand is now a Christian, so no big deal, Dave. It's just this is typical. This is what normally happens in a truth-filled world. Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of segued into the French election simply on the basis of this nationalist uprising and stuff, David. I don't want to say uprising.
So, yeah, here's my understanding of it.
But I don't actually know what happens other than the headline you described.
So I guess there was, you put it pretty well. There was a mass uprising, right? The far right, which when people say far right in Europe, the far right in Europe is not far right at all. It's just
might be moderate, right? Like
yeah,
like
it would be
conservative.
Like the
Marco
average
Rubio.
yeah, exactly. Like the average Republican that we normally hate here on the program, he would be like far right in France. So let's be clear. This isn't like a far right movement, but it is. They are nationalists for sure, which it has a negative connotation because it's been given a negative connotation. But it's just basically means that they think their country should come first in their own policy. What a crazy thought! And the French, it got so bad. And
what,
by
Dave?
bad,
Are you against globalism, Dave? You're against globalism. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's inevitable, though. It's inevitable.
Well, according to Chinese presidents for life. But it got so bad that the leftist parties were getting trounced so poorly that the French president said, well, we're just going to get rid of parliament for now until we figure things out.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be embarrassing, right?
That's the most ultimate election interference I've ever seen. I mean, imagine Biden being like, oh, man, too many Republicans won. We're going to have to shut Congress down. Like that's the equivalent. That's what happened in France. That's madness. That is crazy. They shut down part of the government because the people voted the wrong way. At least people here have the decency of hiding it behind burst pipes.
They burst pipes and 18-wheel trailers. Boarding up, double counting ballot boxes.
They'll at least tell you it's the safest and most secure election. At least they'll lie about it. France is doing it out in the open. They just could totally get rid of parliament.
Yo, dude, there's no need to worry about election interference. It's the most secure election ever. Yo, Russia interfered in our elections with $50,000.
Such a weird thing to just come out ahead of time before anybody questioned anything and be like, oh, it was super safe and secure this year. And you're like, why are you saying that? That's weird.
$50,000. Yeah, we just need more government funding to make portals to make the election even more secure because the portals the first time didn't work. Yo, right. Imagine being so popular they have to steal votes. Do you understand? Like, I don't think people get it. When people are like, nobody's voting for Biden, I don't think that guy got a vote. There ain't one Biden voter alive at some point. Like, it's just... Dude, there's a stop sign at a bank, right, that you got to stop at the end of it, and people keep slapping "Let's Go Brandon" stickers on there. They put so many on there, they changed the stop sign because there were so many. And then they put more "Let's Go Brandon" stickers on there, and they're blacking it out. It's not ending. I'm having hard.
Ryan, I have to ask, when I don't know how to pronounce his name. That's the problem. It's Maat. He does have a doctorate. So it's like Dr. Matt. I don't know how to say it. Here's what I know. Sure. We're going to ask him. We are going to ask him at some point. Like, we have to know. Do you think that the election was safe and secure? That's a no. Like, I have no waiver.
We're gonna ask we're asking the VP guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. And I also want to ask him, what would what would he do to prevent the censoring of opinions and free speech on the internet that is currently not being done or discussed?
Actual policy, like what would they do if they were?
Yeah, well, I don't even think we need policy. We have there's a constitutional amendment for this. It's my effects.
Sure, but like say they win, right? It's not going to happen. Say they win. Like, what would you do to actually allow people to have free speech again?
Yeah. I mean, how many,
question.
like, it's a serious thing because, like, if they can openly talk about transgendering children, we should be able to openly talk about fucking being mad about COVID policies. Like, if anything, the people that promote transgenderism, that's literally biologically misinformation, and they're allowed to have their misinformation. And it's all about ad revenue and all this. It's not about ad revenue. Google has more money than fucking countries. They don't need ad revenue. They are the ads. Like at some point, it doesn't even matter about ad revenue. The idea that this is a business model and they have the advertisers care, sure, but the idea that Google is supposed to be taken, I don't buy that. So yeah, what would you have to implement? And then yeah, go further your point. Do you think it was safe and secure? Can you even prove? Like, I want proof. Like, I want to see 300 million ballots. Print out 300 million sheets of paper. You'll print out all the fucking money in the world. Print out 300 million votes and let the people count them. One person, one vote. Can you even prove? Is it even mathematically possible to hack the machines? Has that ever been thought about? Has it been done in other countries?
Well, there was a documentary years ago where he literally hacked the Dominion voting machines, and the response to that is, "Oh, we there was a software patch update. We fixed that." Oh, okay.
Yeah, they plugged the router and plugged it back in.
Unplug it, plug it back in. Did you try turning it off and on again? Yeah, they fixed it.
We're leaving democracy up to a Trojan horse thing that can have Trojan horses.
These were the same people that said, "Oh, well, they don't connect to the internet," and then people were like, "Well, what's this? Why does it have an Ethernet port?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it just doesn't connect to the internet. Don't worry about it." But don't say too much because you'll get fired from Fox News, Tucker Carlson, which is the best thing that ever happened to him. In fairness,
it's the best thing that ever happened to us in the information space. I know it's him personally as well. I don't want to discredit you or discredit him, but it's the best thing that, like, they did the character assassination by releasing all the tapes, and that they literally showed you what they will black. I said for you, remember, Dave? Oh, I don't care if they hold my text messages and all my pictures. I got nothing to hide. Be like, well, what if you're cheating on your wife, or what if you're blah blah blah? You're like, oh, that does. Oh, what about a judge? What if a judge has got some suspect text messages his wife wouldn't want to see, and then you're able to access those and hold it over his head to possibly, I don't know, convict Trump of something, David, for example. But now we're actually seeing it. We're seeing these.
Well, what it is it's we've talked about this before, but it's like mafia tactics.
Yeah, and like Tucker said, they'll just make it up. You'll find kitty porn on your shit magically. It's not yours, and because of kitty porn, you lose rights, and it's just expedited. It's just naturally done. It's built in. It's baked into the system. All the dudes with pension funds and healthcare are going to be there at your door shooting at you because of healthcare and pensions. Even though the pension will be bankrupted, fucking pricks. The very people that enforce the arm of the government is for the pension and their healthcare, but they can get bankrupted by the system. But yeah, then they did it to Tucker. Sorry, stroked out there. They did it to Tucker Carlson there. Like they did the character assassination. They had all his political blood. They put all this. Yeah, it's the best thing that ever happened to us. It just showed the links that they go through. It shows what they hold and how they use information. Something that Alex always said is it's a weapon. It's an info war, right? Like it's a sword. He was the tip of the spear, right? Like the idea, all these little symbolic things he says. But isn't that the truth that they showed that they got a fully loaded hand waiting to drop the second that you say something they don't like, which makes you wonder about all these stories leaked about sexual assault allegations, or if somebody's doing this and all these, Aaron Rodgers, for example, David, and some people in the sports media when they were calling him crazy for speaking out against certain narratives and stuff. So this is very interesting. Oh, we kind of rambled there, but
Well, here's the other thing we got to ask too, because I'm curious about this. But Alex Jones is now being forced to sell InfoWars, and this all stems back to the Sandy Hook thing. So I love this question, but like, what's your line in the sand, right? Like, at what point is it somebody's gone too far? And I don't know if forcing somebody to sell their private property because they had free speech thoughts that were against the correct. That, like, what do you say? Like, what's too far? I mean, that's too far. Like, I said something you disagree with, so now I can't have private property.
Yeah, because of other people. Because that was part of their lawsuit, that because of his coverage and everything, they're being harassed by the very people that are influenced by him.
Go after the harassers.
Yeah, don't go after BLM members when they were chucking rocks through everything, burning police stations down. They were just peacefully protesting. Yeah, go after You're right, David. I'm sorry.
What is it though? Like, that's has to be line in the sand territory. If that's not, then just roll over and congratulations, you have globalism. Like,
well, what was they told? What was the thing they said for Alex Jones? He's not allowed to say what that. He's not allowed to plead the Fifth Amendment in court.
He wasn't allowed to use free speech as a defense.
That's right.
So they did this.
That's what.
Yeah, so they did this in the Trump trial too, where they dictated what you are allowed to use as your defense.
It's not court.
It's not. I mean, jury your peers, okay, maybe, but, and we talked about this, there's no jury of our peers, but jury of your peers, maybe, sure, but if you dictate the way the trial's going to go, who cares? If you tell everybody what they can and can't say, and then, the jury found him guilty, well, of course they did. You only allowed him to say certain things.
Yeah, you just handicapped the guilty verdict by 99%.
So now you got openly Democrat judge. You have a DA funded by George Soros. You've changed the statute of limitations. You've changed it from a misdemeanor to a felony. The judge's daughter supports Biden and is donated to his campaigns. And you can only have certain defenses. But the jury found him guilty.
Isn't it crazy that it took that much to find him guilty, though? Like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Dave, there was the if you pull up the DC Dranko, I don't know, he's a congressman. You liked the tweet of him. He had on his Instagram, it was the last few days, maybe today, he had all the things on there of all the people getting censored. You should read it out, because it was like Elon's under attack, Alex is gonna sell, Trump is arrested, Steve Bannon is going to jail.
All right, let me see if I can find this.
DC Dranko, Dranco, Dranko.
Yeah.
He's got a big long beard, I think. He was like ex-military, if I'm not mistaken. I've just followed him loosely. I haven't it's really hard for me to believe any of these people anymore.
Totally. They want me.
I heard a thing about Harry Truman today. It's pretty remarkable.
I'll have to get that and pull it up another time. They want me logged in and shit. I don't have any of my stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it was just, maybe on Ryan's record I can swipe up and find it in my Instagram and just read it verbally, verbatim, because I think it's worth mentioning, especially with everything we've been covering here, because I don't think ever in the time, Dave, we're not historians by any stretch of the imagination, but in my creative imagination and all the power of Google that we have, I don't think there's ever been a time in history that it was good that you were jailing the guy that was running for election while simultaneously censoring people on the internet and taking people's literally livelihood, their private property rights. You're going after people financially. You're using all the pillars in the media to blackmail everybody and push down narratives and promote agendas, all during the very year that there's a war going on all over the place. There's an open borders crisis. There's record economy prices of fast foods up, everything costs more money. And I don't think ever in a time in history that this is okay. Or that the idea that the people promoting that ideology are good for society.
Well, the thing that's dangerous is that people think it's okay if it's their team.
Yeah, it's super dangerous, Dave, because you know what's the sad thing is like the people that are going to see it are the history people, right? Or the people that read 1984, for example. And then we get on the internet and say, yo, this is Orwellian. And then they censor the video, very Orwellian once again. So then the people that you could even possibly talk to about it can't even get the information. And then if I go outside and I start screaming at the top of my lungs that my YouTube channel is canceled and that you're promoting Orwellian ideas and this is not healthy historically, then you label me a terrorist. So then I can never have a jury of my peers and you can send me anywhere you want. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm going to have quite a few questions for that vice president candidate.
Ryan, what about did you hear about this hybrid vaccination?
No, other than from you, no. we gotta talk about the spiders too.
Okay, so they're in late stage testing, and of course it's successful.
Late stage.
Yeah. It's a COVID/flu vaccine.
That was quick.
Obviously, Brian, I'm not a scientist. Certainly don't study virology or vaccinations. Like, I don't know any of this, right? But when COVID first hit, we said, oh, it's kind of like the flu. Everyone just, I don't know, be relatively healthy. If you're younger and somewhat healthy, you'll probably be fine. You'll get the sniffles, whatever. Who cares?
Like, probably don't lock the economy down.
Sure, yeah. Certainly don't shut down the whole economy. Certainly don't force everyone to get injected with, a perfectly safe vaccine.
And that.
super safe and secure vaccine. And now they have made a vaccine that is both effective for COVID and the flu. Also, for those who don't remember, the flu did disappear when COVID was at its height. And then the flu came back when COVID went down.
Well, David, they are very similar. So,
So what I'm thinking is, based on all this information, is that we lock the economy down for the flu. So congratulations, we did it.
Hey, remember that pension that cop was holding up? That 100K salary you got, buddy, with your pension.
Right. What are you talking? What's the spiders? What does this mean?
Everybody knows. Look.
Did you say everybody knows?
Everybody knows, David. Everybody's talking about the spiders. They're those freaking venomous flying spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't know anything about them, so I'm going to tell you this right now.
The Joro spiders or whatever they're
those
called?
Things were grown in a fucking lab in China, and they were cross-spliced with whatever the fuck they wanted to make this thing. And you know what? They probably dropped them from all those spy balloons they have over our country. And if you think they only had 2 spy balloons, just like they had 1 Epstein Island, you know what? That's going to be the question I'm going to ask that guy. Be like, sir, would you commit on my program to investigate not only the Epstein Islands, but to look to see if there's any other islands possibly highly similar?
No, there was only one.
No intergalactic pedophile rings, David. I should not reference this to the guy that could potentially run the country.
I think we also talked about the space ring too.
The space section, yeah.
And then literally in space. So let's learn about this, since
fucking space tender.
This is the Trichonophilia clavata, of course.
Is that the spider name?
Yeah, that's the scientific name. Doesn't sound very Chinese, right?
Kind of turned me on, David. It's not going to be fucking Chinese, David. They steal it.
Hold on, Wikipedia, ready? Trichonophilia clavata, also known as the Joro spider, is a spider in the Trichophilia genus, native to East Asia, and is found throughout China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan.
Yo, they're growing. They're fucking trying to turn me into a Spider-Man. They're growing spiders. I told you, Dave. They're growing spiders in fucking China, and they're flying them over here. They're dropping them. Everybody's worried about poison. They're not poisonous. They're fucking lying to you. Just like, let me guess, they got COVID. Oh, my God. The spiders got COVID too, David. Post-injection spider COVID. East Asia. Oh, it's just coincidence, David. You mean a country that had spy balloons that could just, I don't know, dump spiders that can fly?
They don't really fly. They just float.
Float how, David? How high can they float, David? I would love to know.
Well, you'd have to ask somebody who's Chinese.
I love this. I play like 2 Tom Clancy video games and have an imagination, and I do more intel in 30 seconds about the truth than all of the mainstream media. Dave and Google and I can shut down the fucking mainstream media.
Oh, I will
never believe that half the stuff I make up is probably more half correct than the stuff they'll ever say. And it's not that I have no idea what I'm talking about, but the idea that I can just loosely make stuff up and it's more accurate than the information we seem to get from them is just so gnarly. Right. Dave, we just ask questions, David, unlike Chris Cuomo. Fucking prick.
Well, on what basis?
I do not feel the guy should get punched, dude.
Peacefully.
Just no.
It's just like a love tap, right? I have to play this because if you didn't see this, you'll love this. Can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
You can't see it. Come on, you can't see that for real.
No, David. What do you think? You think I'm capping here? I think I'm lying.
No, you can't. Can you see it now?
Negative Ghost Ryan.
Come on.
Vacation cast.
Nothing.
Negative Ghost Ryan.
Dude, this is terrible. Why?
What is it? Describe it to me, David.
Okay, I will describe it after one more attempt. Yeah. No.
Negative, David.
Perfect.
I do.
Love
go.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
It was there. Wait. Hold on. Whatever you had, go there. It said at the bottom of my screen, it says participants, and then underneath it had screens.
All right, well, let's try. I'm just gonna.
Right there, screens 1.
Do you see it?
Looks like your Twitter. It looks like your Twitter.
Yeah.
And a girl with blonde hair. I can see it, but it's like. Where's my camera? It's like down. Yeah. Yes. Let's go. I can see it.
See, this is just we're learning Rumble Studio still. All right. So this is
just Chelsea Handler.
Yeah. So are you ready for this?
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend, and then what does he do? Supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So
that's really the crux of it. By the way, speaking of,
they just admitted by default that Democrats are naturally, statistically in order, low information voters that can be swayed by a fucking influencer. Instead of your character and your morals and your upbringing or your ideology or maybe, I don't know, freedom, David, just maybe you want freedom. Maybe you do want more money, David. God forbid you want more money, David.
Well, we already know you're not allowed
50 Cent is out there producing multi-million-dollar industries and groundbreaking storytelling like his TV shows and all these other things, and employing people and doing creative pursuits of the arts and trying to be a storyteller. God forbid the ways he contributes to society. God, he keeps some of his money. Yo, they just called Democrats retards, is what. You're influencing a swath of the population. Oh, do you think 50 Cent came up with that opinion in a vacuum, David? No, 50 Cent, probably everybody he hangs out with thinks. Yeah, but all his friends probably think that. He's the only one to say it because what is 50 Cent known for? Like the internet's troll. And then hey, what's up, 50? Man, just when I thought I had a shot with her.
No, I don't think so.
I'm kidding. I have a girlfriend. I'm loyal.
Well, while we're here, Ryan, I think it's time.
The David.
I think it's time for the Ryan's record.
Yo, did you hear about the pussy fungus?
The what?
Go to Google.
What did you just say?
Go to Google.
Okay.
Type in death from
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to be typing?
Google death
Okay.
from
Yeah.
vagina
Okay.
fungus.
Oh.
Enter.
I don't feel like I should be Googling this.
Google it, David.
Okay, I've Googled it. I still don't like it. Okay,
This
here
is
it comes.
this is a public service warning. No. Death from all right. Yeast infection. All right. There was a news article. David.
Okay.
Spelled fungus wrong. Guy grows corals.
Come on.
Fuck Cleveland Clinic.
That's called a typo, Ryan.
Do news.
Do news.
No, like death from vagina fungus news. Maybe like having you look up the worst fucking.
There's UC Davis CDC issues warning. Drug resistant.
Fatal. No, vagina. Damn it. Dangerous. There it is. No, I was wrong. God bless America. Deadly fungal infection. Fungal. See, this isn't fun. This isn't funny. Vagina fungal infection. God bless it. All right, that's it.
What's it?
That's it, David. Hold on. I'm not doing this. I'm not dying on this
You just
hill.
keep saying that's it.
Nope, just hold on. I'm getting the headline. I'm getting the fucking headline. I'm not sinking on this boat like this, David. Here it is. Type this in. Here it is. I got it. You type this in verbatim.
Okay.
First U.S. case of sexually transmitted fungal infection.
Okay. I got Fox 7 Austin, Time Magazine, NBC News. It's a ringworm?
Probably do any of them.
Probably do any of them.
I mean, it is a vagina fungus.
The Hill?
Sex
Yeah, let's do The Hill.
Transmitted ringworm.
That's what it says.
I'm glad we're doing the deep dive on this. We're really breaking the story.
The scientist said his goal in writing in the study is to raise awareness of the infection. Perfect. Story at a glance. News report by doctors at New York's University Langone Health in JAMA Dermatology details the first case in the United States of a sexually transmitted fungal infection. The report talks about a man in his 30s who developed tinea, commonly known as ringworm, on his penis, buttocks, and limbs after visiting England, Greece, and California. That was definitely from California. Well, it's not.
Yo, the guy that attacked Pelosi's husband got like 30 years in jail or whatever, dude. Oh, man. All right, this isn't. I thought this was going to be a way better story. I thought this was vagina. I thought this was vagina fungus. I was going to tell you, boys, wrap your dick.
Well,
all right, I'm glad we got the bottom of that.
Still not bad advice.
It's why it's the record, dude.
Still not bad advice.
Because we got to put it out there. You know, we're doing the Lord's bidding out here, protecting men's penises. Hunter Biden was in court, David, for a gun charge.
Is there a Republican judge, a Ted Cruz funded DA? Did they have to change the statute of limitations to
an Alex Jones
times?
Funded, an Alex Jones known jury?
How did this go?
Apparently he
The
wasn't
daughter
taking
of the
stand.
judge was Melania Trump.
I'm going to say this. I heard something over the weekend that I thought was hysterical. Not because I agree with it, but simply basis on the fact of this. The American legal system has lost its fucking mind. There's no kids. That's absolutely right.
All right, but here's the problem with that, to be fair. Japanese people, whether they're 10 or 80, look exactly the same.
They're all 5 foot.
They're all 4'5" and they don't age.
David, apparently, I've heard this put. You know when like you always read like a news article that says felon caught with handgun or something?
Yeah.
You always wonder how like a felon can get caught with a handgun and then like get released on the street with a handgun charge, right? Especially
Well, it's a lot harder to get caught when you throw it out in the dumpster by a school.
Well, even when they get caught, David. I found out. You know that if you're a felon, apparently, this is allegedly. I don't want to give out internet advice, bro science on the law, but apparently, allegedly. So check with your local lawyer on this one if you're planning on being felons. Apparently, if you're a felon and you have a firearm and you commit a crime with a firearm, you can't be charged with a crime with a firearm because by legality, as a felon, you can't own a firearm or have possession of a firearm. So you can't even be charged with the crime of unlawfully possessing the firearm because you legally can't even own the firearm.
But that's why, that's why if you have it in your possession, it's illegal.
Right, but it gets tossed out because they can't charge you with a crime that you can't. It's like double jeopardy in itself because your right is taken away to bear arms. So if you bear arms, they can't charge you with a fucking crime on your civil liberty that was revoked. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yeah, but this doesn't even make sense.
Dude, it's an infinite loophole, apparently.
Yeah, but that's like saying you lose your right to free speech, Alex Jones. And then when you use it, I can't charge you.
Well, he hasn't paid yet, David. So they still are charging him.
Well, that's why
by definition they are charging him to speak. Like he has to talk for a living to pay the bill that they charged him with.
Yeah, but it was only like $1.5 billion or whatever it was.
I bring it up because Hunter Biden already has a felony.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go.
The idea that hot chicks aren't going to get looked at the store is fucking unbelievable. If you didn't want to get looked at, dress like a dude. Like wear a baggy shirt. I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. If I were to go out in public with my dick huggers on and you could see a cock bulging out of my pants, you would be staring at my dick too, and I could put a dick counter on the screen. What were we talking about?
We flipped the script, Ryan.
What were we talking about? Women
being charged for using rights.
Oh, I bring it up because Hunter Biden has let's go. That's a woman right there.
Focus.
I bring it up because Hunter Biden has previous gun charges. So
yes,
like he can't own a firearm. So if he's getting caught with a firearm, this may all pay into this. Is what I'm saying. So the moral of the story is don't expect him. I mean, regardless of I know we're not expecting him to get the same thing thrown at him like Trump is per se. And it's funny that they're happening at the same time. But like, he's gonna get away.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I guess I don't know. Do they not let him get away with it and then say, see? The legal system is fair. They both got charged and found guilty of crimes they committed, right? Isn't that going to be the play?
I don't know. Let's not get Hunter Biden for like the child porn he had on his computer.
No, don't worry about that. Here's the thing. Here's one thing I don't understand, right? So they say he lied on a background check. And if I'm not mistaken, that's how he was able to get a firearm that he couldn't legally possess. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the situation. And if that's true, what's the point of a background check? Like, did they just take his word for it?
I mean, they're going to say the loophole thing. I love this. This video will never get old.
Well, here's the thing. There's like
video.
a lot of these. There's a lot of these videos now. There's like different ones. Like it's happening all over the world. It's hilarious.
Yeah, these will never get old. Do these all the time. And you know what? Try to do a burn out American flag. See what happens. So just keep saying that. Because I ain't gonna do nothing, but I bet you some military man.
I don't even want to know what that is.
That's my favorite part of the show. I gotta tell you. Oh, hey, there you go. That's a good meme. OpenAI, Apple announced that it's going to get an artificial intelligence game. David, I know they're a couple years.
Of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. It's not gonna. They've been. They didn't just get into it. They've been planning this. You don't just hop in.
What do you mean, David? You think they have an AI in the tuck this whole time and they were just playing dumb?
Yeah, that's right.
Lime scooters will now shut down if driver over pride.
What? No way.
Is that real?
How would it detect
Coordinates? I mean, it's GPS in there. They can do it with a drone. They'd probably be able to do it with that scooter. Because you can't fly over airports and shit, I've heard, with some of those drones.
They know every time somebody... Well, I know they know where you are, but they know every place where somebody colored in a flag.
Pride flag crosswalk. Well, at least in that one crosswalk. Because this got to be happening a lot, I imagine, right?
It must be.
Oh, dude, that's great. Yo,
so
isn't
it's
it crazy
that one
that you
specific crosswalk.
Yeah, you fight back, and then with all the sweet toys that they gave you, they just turn them off on you.
Oh, it's almost like somebody predicted that happening.
Yeah. I wonder who. I don't know. I wish he was around to tell me.
Conway Fitty. Dude, what?
You can find me in the club, a bottle full of bub. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love.
All right, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, on to more important matters. D-Day anniversary this week, David.
Yes.
And
I'm gonna go get Liddy Titty.
Okay, get Liddy Titty. We'll be done soon.
Are you gonna get Liddy Titty?
No, I'm not getting Liddy Titty.
she's already white girl list, ain't she?
I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show, but I don't really drink.
Yeah, you've referenced it. Yeah, D-Day anniversary, David. I was at the store the other day. Looked at Time had their expose, they do their special month fucking, and of course it's D-Day, and the last few years I was listening to the D-Day documentaries on D-Day, and I was getting pretty emotional. Not like it would ruin my day, but I would get real solemn, and I had to stop because it was it's a lot to take in some days. Not that I bear the weight of these people by any means, but to think about it, because I told the lady that I was like, I looked at her. I was like, imagine being 18 years old, half a world away, and you're supposed to stop the evil of the entire world. And as far as you can see, like literally from edge to edge of your view, up and down, left to right, on a boat, is just bullets flying at you. And we're worried about rainbow fucking flags.
There's a reason they get referred to as the greatest generation.
I had an uncle. Him and his brother shelled France. They were deaf. I'd never met them. They died before I was born. But my dad told me stories. They were deaf. Him and his brother just shot thousands around and shelled France. And they literally, when they came home, they built the world we walk on. The poles, everything that gets serviced now, nothing's replaced. The shit that's replaced, the thing that is getting replaced was put there by our grandparents 100 years ago. Literally. The ground that gets paved, how people bitch about the roads, David? Do you know that road is really like over 100 years old underneath all that shit they rip up? Like our grandparents built that 100 years ago, literally. You're worried about fucking rainbow flags. When most dudes 18, 19, 20, even 30-year-old men couldn't do what those dudes did. Some of those dudes lied. They were 14, 15, said they were 18 to go kick Nazi ass. We have our men are painting their nails and cross-dressing and have plastic in their dicks. It's only parts per million, though, David. We just literally have parts per million of plastic in my balls, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Why is the Y chromosome disappearing?
That guy, he's got a fucking D-sized tits. No wonder he doesn't care if men are still men. Keep having him on, Rogan. Keep giving that guy a spotlight. Mark my words, they'll flake away too. All those Sam Harris, they'll all flake away. I don't care if Sam Harris. I seen him again on doing the podcast loop, talk about World War III and shit when he's out here telling people there's no free will in the world. You think you're not contributing to that, Sam Harris, but you think you're.
You know, one thing they don't have on the left, I've noticed this. In our space, there's no long-standing voices.
In our space?
Yes, but on like the left version of our space.
Oh yeah. I wonder why.
Like look on the right. Like Shapiro's been around forever.
Rush was on for 50 years.
Yeah, but that was like a different space. That was the AM radio.
I understand.
Yeah. But like all these people that are really, they've been around for so long. I mean, there's new guys too, but like there is this foundation of old people, and the left doesn't have anybody like that. I mean, like. Young Turks have gone away. They don't matter. Like you have this new guy, Destiny, that's all over everything, getting his ass kicked all over other programs. Like there's nobody on the left in the independent media space who's been around for a long time. And I think part of it's because the space was almost created by us, and by us, I mean people on the right, because the left controlled actual old school media for so long. They never felt the need to break off into the space, and now they're breaking off, and it's like almost too late. They just can't get any traction.
You missed Alex. Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Literally
Sure.
invented this space. This was Dave, just to your point, even when we started listening to Crowder and Alex, for example, you had Crowder, I had Alex, for example.
Mm-hmm.
People like dismiss the information.
Yeah.
And now Crowder and Alex are the guys breaking the shooter manifestos and infiltrating BLM and, going to college campuses and questioning the people that are doing things. And it's just Ben Shapiro shutting down college campus kids, and then he's getting their notoriety. And, I know I've been very harsh on some of these people, but, there's a reason, there's a reason we picked them, right? Like we've said that before. But yeah, Steve Bannon, they're going to arrest him. They're taking him off the Steve Bannon's war room. There are no coincidences, David. What is that his thing? Is that his he stole my saying? These people know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. There are no coincidences. Something like there may not be any conspiracies, but there also are no coincidences. It's something like that.
Yeah, so these people know exactly what they're doing. So it's just interesting. They're jailing everybody. Trump had his VP list released, David, or people, quote, familiar with the matter, and put the swamp in, you get the swamp out. I don't know how anybody thinks that anybody... I've talked to 90-year-old men. They hate the fucking Republicans. They hate them all.
I have...
Nobody is out there saying, we need one of those old-time Republicans that's been in there a while. We need a Marco Rubio. Trump's doing that to appease for the fucking... I get it.
Well, I have a deeper conspiracy theory about this.
All right, David, hit me.
With the prospect of Trump going to jail.
Oh, we got to secure...
Well, here's what it is. So I brought up the fact that Nikki Haley out of the blue endorsed Trump. And my theory to that is because if they go to replace Trump, they want Haley to be ready, and she's going to be the moderate who said, "Well, I backed Trump. I was the one who backed Trump." So the MAGA people can flock to Nikki Haley, and she can suck up all those votes. Because otherwise, they're just going to defect. They'll vote for RFK or maybe.
Dude, people are voting Trump. Like this is.
But hold on. Let's go further though. Well,
sorry.
But I'm saying pre-convention. Remember the sentencing.
I understand.
Republican convention.
Even if he's convicted, we'll just vote independent. It's...
Sure. So they could replace him, and if they do that, they're going to pick somebody like Nikki Haley, right? So Nikki Haley needs to have the Trump. But to go further than that, I think in an attempt to prevent this, Trump is being forced into a deal with a moderate.
I don't understand how we're supposed to think that he's fighting the swamp when he's literally...
I think he's getting put in a position where he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, the government is fucking structured too damn good. They just have it. Oh my god, the founding fathers are so smart for so old.
It's not real.
It never happened. It will never happen.
It's too much. They'll put you in jail. They'll kill you. Who cares? Like, they're not going to let it happen.
So the only way to kill the swamp is to kill the funding of the swamp, and that would be the above, like, right, the pharmaceutical companies, the big war people.
Sure. Yeah.
The Silicon Valley.
And, Pfizer, all these people. So, and BlackRock, Vanguard, all that. And we talk about the idea of like this idea that like a peaceful revolution or whatever, like it's a joke. It's never going to happen. There's no way to do it. And the idea that you're just going to vote your way out of this is not real. It's not going to happen. So as much as...
What do you mean, David? They were voting in France. They were winning in France, David.
Well, just shut the parliament down, right? Just shut the parliament down. Who cares? You just don't have... we'll just... You don't have free speech, and if you use it, we're just going to take your property away. Who cares? But they had this one in Canada with the truckers. They just took their property away. That's what money is. Money is property. Lock your bank accounts down. Oh, you're getting a lot of support there. It'd be a shame if you didn't have a bank account. They're not going to let this happen peacefully. People need to wake up and, not calling for violence. YouTube, of course. It's not going to happen. They're not going to just let this happen.
Yes, it's interesting, dude. And your analysis with the moderate and everything, is very astute. Obviously, David, you are a true commentator on this program with your in-depth breakdown. I'm too conspiracy oriented at this point to believe anything other than these people don't give a fuck. And dude, I'm voting Trump in everything. I'm voting Trump on everything. The school board, the dog catcher. I'm getting my dude in there in one. The Supreme Court. I don't care. I'm getting him in somewhere. Fucking head of the NFDA. I don't care. He's going somewhere. President at the school. I don't care. Get my man somewhere.
You could probably get enough people to do that. Could you imagine Trump like the dog catcher?
I'm gonna catch all these dogs. It's gonna be
the best tremendous. Dog catcher.
No, dogs catch themselves around me. They like me so much. Trump can't have guns. Hilarious. Boeing goes to space, David. I sent you the picture of that.
Yeah, it'll work out real well for him.
Yeah, David. Isn't it weird that like we heard of like some Boeing executives dying over the course of the last month?
It was only two.
Only two. Yeah, I'm sure they were super low-ranking janitors, right, David? They were the trash can emptiers at the facility, right, David?
Oh, they were both quality control managers.
Do you think they may have had anything to say about the quality control of the spaceship they just blasted in the fucking orbit? No, probably not.
No, they don't know. No.
Well, David, I'm sure they build a regular airplane so well. It's not like doors were blowing off while passengers were flying around in them.
That was like one or two times. No big deal.
They killed those guys to shut up the story so that their stocks didn't get bankrupted, and they lost their fucking ass right before they blasted their thing into space for NASA. I'll wait for the documentary series, just like the Malaysian airliner that got blown up. I'll wait 10 years on Netflix. I know. I'm crazy now. I know.
You know who does a lot with NASA currently?
Air Force.
SpaceX, who's run by Elon Musk.
That's weird.
Elon Musk is currently hated though, right? Because of the X, and he allows people to have free speech like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to push? They're pushing SpaceX out, right? That's the whole point. Like, why else is Boeing sending shit into space?
What do you mean, David? Are you saying
yes
that the powers that be are conspiring to corporatize the space race before it can be privatized by guys with different agendas than them?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You will never hear this anywhere else, people. I'm telling you this right now. We're gonna see over the next. We're gonna forget about this conversation, and then in like 2 years, we're gonna see a fucking Boeing executive bear it all free, and then we're gonna be like, "Didn't we talk about this, Dave?" We're gonna dig it up in the archives.
Yes. Yeah, they don't want Elon Musk. He has drawn his line in the sand. He's pro free speech. He wants people to have rights. They're not about that.
Yeah, that guy wants to tweet on fucking Mars, you know.
And he's not particularly right wing. We've talked about this. He believes in, carbon tax and all like he's not some crazy right wing guy. He believes in like the basic premises like rights and population stimulation, for example. Like we're a declining population, which is
David,
bad for humanity, but of course good for our climate.
And elitists.
And mostly elitists, but they'll tell you because of the climate.
Yeah, why would they want to poison the air, David? They breathe the same air as us. They'll just live underground or wear a fucking Dyson air filter, you fuck. Do you remember when Dyson had there's fresh air You don't think Jeff Bezos will wear a fucking helmet that filters out toxic air for a couple minutes while he travels back and forth in between his private space jet while you're dying from the poison that he sprayed in the air? Get out of here, dude. You're out of your mind.
But they'll tell us to put a regular mask on. Just those little paper ones.
Safe and effective. Definitely mask the kids, David. They need all that extra CO2 to retard their mind. I literally told my daughter to not wear a mask. And if anybody tells you to put that mask on, you tell them you call my dad. And they're not the boss of you. And it's my body and my choice and all that. I raised her too good, Dave. She gets back at me. All right, a couple things. I'm out of here. Friends buying houses together, David.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fine, but until it's because you can't afford a house on your own, then it's not fine.
What do you mean, David? You mean if me and my girlfriend, we've known each other forever, we went to the same college, and we each have $100,000 in debt to get our doctorate degree, Yeah, this is it. I told you guys. I had my personal video.
Become more than friends, marry or create a nuclear family, and then buy a house together.
Yeah. I meant they were lesbians.
I came on
my personal Facebook.
Don't buy a house together.
And I shared that there was duplexes being built, and they were $250,000 for half a duplex, and the other half was another house. And basically, the idea of the house that we used to buy for one family is now split into two families. So this is a BlackRock thing.
Is it going to be further split into four then? Because they're going to be splitting halves to the house?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get half a house, and then even for that half a house, me and my family are going to have to split that with our friends and their family. Or our cousins.
So what if
we're going back to the way it was in 1900 that like 7 families lived in one apartment?
So instead of this, like, why don't they just build like a big multi-family complexes, put them all in this like very compact space, like within
a super city, David?
Well, like a small one, like maybe you could travel from one end to the other in like say 15 minutes.
Like a super city.
Yeah. What if they just did that? That'd be cool.
You mean that we wouldn't need even cars because we could just like get on the electric Ubers that were constantly going back and forth in 15-minute increments?
Well, you could hop on your Lime scooters, and as long as you're not driving over a certain crosswalk, you'd have power.
God forbid I have my Trump high tops on, David. It would know then and cut the fucking
your Trump Force ones.
Trump Force ones.
Air Trumps.
How funny is it that black people were wearing Air Force One shoes named after the president's airplane, but they hated this country because it was racist? It's just, I love hip hop so much. They just take everything and say, yeah, fuck you. It's so, dude, everything about what they do is just incredible. It's so witty. Oh, yeah, you got Air Force Ones? Motherfucker, fuck the president, man. I got Air Force One right here on my feet. I'm Air Force One, bitch. It's just so funny, man. And then he goes and makes his own shoes. Like, it's like a Simpsons episode. David, you got to tell me about Cheerios, bro.
Yeah. So here in North Carolina, where we currently are, so where are they? How much are they by you?
They're like $9, $8.99 or $9.99. For the largest box.
Because they were like $7.99 or $8.99 by me. So they were like $1 or $2 less than you where they're made. So we're in North Carolina, even further south, and they're $6.99.
Well, David, maybe they just make less money there. No, nobody.
No, I don't think so. They're $6.99 here. It sounds like this is like capitalistic communism, where you guys subsidize all of those Cheerios for everybody else.
I'm paying the higher price for Cheerios so that everybody else can get $5 for their Cheerios.
I will. Yeah, to go further on this point,
does this happen in everything then?
Well, yes. So groceries in general here are like, I'm not shitting. They're half the price.
So not only do we make the food and export the food, but then when I buy the food in the state that makes the food, it costs more money than the places that we sell the food to that we make here.
Yeah. And
how the fuck?
To go further than that, the gas here is way less. The cost of living in general is way less.
Have you seen any hiring signs that say like a wage?
No, I'll keep an eye on that. I've seen like we're hiring, but it's not like we're hiring $20 an hour. It's just like, yeah, we're hiring. Come inside.
Which is an interesting way, right? Because the way they advertise up here is hiring $16 an hour. They literally list the wage.
Yeah,
in New York.
Same by me normally.
Yeah, I think that's telling in itself. What's the minimum wage in North Carolina? Like $10?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got Cheerios. For longtime listeners of the show, you know that Dave and I, instead of relying on the government to track how great the economy is doing, Dave and I simply use one metric, and that is Cheerios and bread. And
$7.25 an hour.
All right, there you go. So I always ask David how much the biggest box of Cheerios is there, and I look at the biggest box of Cheerios here, and that's because they're made in Buffalo, New York, which is about 10 minutes from my house. So yeah, and it's always more money, and we make them here. I know we have more prices. I get it. I get the economics there, YouTube, but it's just it's a silly little metric. I think that speaks volumes because basically the way it fluctuates makes no fucking sense. It literally hasn't made sense since the beginning, but that's neither here nor there. I just thought Dave going on vacation, he sent me the screenshot, and I got a good chuckle out of it, so I want to share it with everybody. Dave, Decembertainment this week.
Yeah.
Not only did I go see The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers with my cousin in the movie theater, because
they made a movie about the Twin Towers.
The Two Towers, David. It's the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Right next to each other, same size.
Same size. Yeah, you know, where that third tower fell down behind there, even though it wasn't hit by an airplane. So, first of all, Regal with the reclining seats, that is very nice.
Oh, yeah, game changer.
Yeah, first time there. Never dabbled in the recline. Babies have probably been made in that movie theater. But I'll say this to say that.
Good chance.
First of all, Lord of the Rings is the greatest movie ever fucking made. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck Harry Potter. True Decembertainment this week. David!
Yeah.
Can you rollerblade or roller skate?
Yes.
I cannot, David.
I'm actually quite well because it not rollerblading, but roller skating translates fairly closely to ice skating, so I'm quite good at it.
I figured I know you play hockey, but I had to ask because I cannot ice skate, I cannot rollerblade, I can't roller skate. I've been picked on by close friends of mine, and I'm like, I can ride a bike and do skateboard tricks. What, like, and run? What the hell? What? I don't need rollerblades, you know. But I say all that to say this: my buddy had a birthday party. He was turning 30, and they had a '90s theme party at a roller rink. And it was cool. We all got dressed up. I will say I am not a fan of shopping for the clothes that we grew up wearing, David.
Get a lot of. Did you wear some Jinkos?
Considering like my girlfriend is like just barely a 90s kid by birth year. She don't even really remember the 90s, you know, like.
Did you rob the cradle, dude?
Eve's like 10 years younger than you, dude. So like, what the fuck are you fucking talking? She can drink. Let's just say that. But so yeah, it was cool. We like went to Goodwill and stuff and made a whole thing. And I got like a super sweet hat and everything. The point is, I learned how to roller skate, David. I learned how to roller skate. It took me about an hour and a couple things. I know this sounds.
Were you roller skating or roller blading?
Roller skating. When I mean I don't know how to roller skate, I have never roller skated in my life. Not a single solitary time.
So roller skating is like the 4 wheels.
Yes.
It's kind of set up like a car.
Yes.
Like 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, 2 axles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And rollerblading is like that. The rollerblading is what more closely translates to ice skating. I could do both, but
yeah. So
did you have the front stops?
Yeah, front stops. Yeah, I'll tell you, dude. My lady tried explaining it to her, and I had to roast her for a minute. I was like, "Look, you're really shitty at teaching me right now." And she like got discouraged. I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Look, you gotta treat me like I'm a 5-year-old right now. Like I literally have no idea what I'm. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to, and I came to this realization. She helped me a lot. Like I got my bearings, and she helped me. You know, you start walking all this shit. The point is like, I came to this realization that like there was kids there, younger kids there holding on to the thing going around. I didn't want to hold on to it. I tried and it threw off my balance. So I'm like, I can do this. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking grown. I'm a grown ass man. I'm like, I can do this. And, but I found it odd, David, that like, I was like trying, you know, like when you're trying to learn something new, I don't know about you all the time, but I'm pretty good at watching somebody do something and able to replicate it. And then I ask questions, right? Like, so I watch you do it. I try to do it. And then I ask questions until I can repeat what you did. So that's the way I try to approach roller skating. The problem is most people that roller skate learned when they were children. So like all of their movements are so natural, right? It's like baked into their nervous, like they've already wired that brain circuit for roller. Oh, this is just what you do. This is the way it feels. I don't have any of that. It's like, how the fuck can I go to somebody that's been roller skating their whole life and be like, yo, teach me how to roller skate? If one, they're just a casual roller skater. It's not like, you know, this person was paid. You know what I mean? It's not like they're a roller skating coach to know the techniques and be able to transfer them. But I say all that to say, it hit me while I was trying it that like I resembled more of the children's footwork than of the adults' footwork. Then I came to the realization that I was like a second grader on roller skates. And I basically just watched these little kids go around the rink, and I was watching the way their knees were. And not that like I was like, okay, I wasn't watching every move, but I found like in my body, like this, I learned a lot about myself and like how your mind works a little bit. That was like, once again, I'm real good at looking and mimicking. So like it was like a way that I was trying to override my body with my mind by saying, okay, if I look at this girl's knees and her legs, I will eventually pick it up naturally. And with about an hour and a half, dude, I was roller skating. Like actually like going around. I'm not good at turning. I can barely stop, but I can stay on the things. I can fall. I fell like pretty good time to let, you know, I ate shit the last time, fucked my back up. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here, you know. 32 years old, eating shit. But dude, I'll tell you, you know, I had a ton of fun. Like I couldn't tell you, David, I was actually like, it was like when you get in the flow, you know what it's like to actually like be on the skates when you're fucking cruising. Mm-hmm. I don't. So like when when you get to that flow state but this is see, you know exactly what I'm talking about though. Like the second that I reference, you know what it's like to be on, I don't know that feeling. So like when I was skating and I got that feeling of like, holy fuck, I'm skating. I'm like, I'm skating. And then I just ate shit right after because you recognize you're in flow state. Right. And this is with all the self-development I've done and all the self-work and the flow. You know, we have mindset videos, right? We've been on a journey as a community, you know, and the thing I always try to tap into is flow at work, flow in hobbies, flow in the podcast, flow in your relate. Right. That's like the golden ore. That's when you're like, in sync with the universe unfolds at you. And one of the biggest things they say is like, if you ever start noticing yourself in flow, don't even think about it. Just stay in flow, because when you start noticing it, you get out of flow. That's why you can notice it, right? I know this is a mental game, but that's what I mean, that I learned a lot about my mind roller skating as an adult, because I was trying to learn something that people learn as a child. So I got to like basically wire the nervous system of a child as an adult and get that full experience of like what it's like. So it got me thinking, like, this is what it's like. Children pick up faster than adults because they're not as conscious as us. But that process might feel the same for them, right? Like that taught me a lot about trying to raise kids and trying to teach my kids something, And but yeah, more than anything, it was just cool. And like I said, recognizing the flow state thing, that was the most odd thing to me. That was like, it was like when I realized that I was skating is when I stopped being able to skate. But when I didn't think about it, I was able to. And it's more than anything. It's, the trial, the doing things 1,000 times to get good at them. I know that, and now that I can decently skate, I now have like a nice little date night, David,
So
nice little cheap date night.
The best is when you get really good, right? You can go real fast and barely be moving at the same time. That's when you hit your real good stride. You take four strides and you're like flying. That's when you know you got it.
Yeah, see, even your face lighting up, because you can feel it like that skating feel, that like you're flying, like you're weightless, like that weightless feeling. Dude, there was some little kid, dude. He had to be a hockey player because of the way of his form or whatever, I was told. But he was like skating backwards, dude. And I can barely, I got like my arms up. I look like a giraffe trying to walk for the first time. And this dude just comes backwards. He's like 8 years old, just comes in, boom, smokes me, dude. Like my legs go sideways. Tries helping me up. I'm like, just go, bro. Just go. I just was starting to get it too, And oh, I loved it. It was fun. And most importantly, anytime you reach a milestone, 20, 25, 30, any milestone, every birthday special, but you know what it's like, Dave, when you hit 30 and then your friends hit 30, and just still being able to be there for your friends is so sick. And, he's got a family. He's going on the next stages of his lives with, marriage and children. And, more than anything, it was fun. I actually literally had fun being a kid again. So more than anything, people get out there, learn new shit, pick up a hobby you never done before. That more than anything, this taught me that I need to be way more outgoing. I'm already pretty outgoing, but that's not when it comes to doing new activities. I'm not the one to do activities. I'm new for people. And this kind of like, I learned a lot about myself in a way that I never thought I did, doing something that I was there to support my friend. So it's just a beautiful story, beautiful day. And I don't know. Yeah. More than anything, I appreciate you guys all. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the weekly show. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time, and I will see everybody later. And don't forget, presidential debate is coming up and a little interview there, David.
So a couple things before we go. I can't wait, maybe like 10 years from now when your girlfriend turns 30, we can go roller skating. That'll be super cool. Also, she can drink 9 years from now. Friday the 21st, we're gonna have a vice president on the show, so that's something. And June 27th, we're gonna live stream the presidential debate if it happens between felon and former President Donald Trump and known pedophile Joe Biden. So it should be good. Dude, our presidents are currently the choices are of convicted felon and a known pedophile per his daughter's diaries. So this is good. Things
a family rapist or a fucking former president felon.
Just peacefully ask for your rights back. Everyone, please follow, share. Following, super important. I love you guys. We sometimes we get in the weeds, but it's always for entertainment. Bearskin hoodies, bearskin flashlights. Make sure you check those out if you need any roofing in Tampa or wherever it was.
Fort Lauderdale, David.
Fort Lauderdale. Of course I know, because I definitely use them for all my roofing work.
Yeah, more than anything, fuck Google and fuck YouTube. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, everyone.
Later. Poor